Hello and welcome to part 34 of my Hogwarts MOC series. Today we're going to be doing a couple of things, the first of which is making some alterations to an existing part of the castle, and the second one is building a brand new bit, which if you can read the title, you may have already guessed. So let's get into it. Behind my sig fig, you may have noticed the part of the castle that we're going to be making alterations to. So it is the central tower and the small bit that comes off the front, which is part of Durham Cathedral originally. What I've actually done is I've taken the top floors off, so they're just separated at the moment. This is just so we can get a bit of an easier look inside and see what I've been up to. I'll just move myself out of the way. You may have noticed as well I have been making some alterations to my workspace. I've now got an almost completely clear desk. It's just got some models for display and things at the back. Just got my Grogu pop vinyl there. And this is just so I can clear everything out and make my workspace a bit better. I've actually got everything all in shelves along there. Still a little bit of tidying to be done and a few things that need to be put away. But yeah, making progress on that too. I'll have an update for you soon. But anyway, here are the parts of the castle that I'm going to be working on. Now, as I said, if you've read the title, then you know I have been working on Moaning Myrtle's bathroom. And as I was doing this, I realised something, which is that a lot of the action in Harry Potter takes place in bathrooms. Now, I'm sure that's not a great revelation to anybody who's familiar with Harry Potter, but it is quite funny. And I realised that if I was going to try and represent most of, or not all, those scenes, then I was going to need to economise, because I can't just have my castle made of bathrooms. As funny as that would be, I think that's a bit of a waste of space. So I thought about it, and I thought, why not combine some bathrooms? So, first of all, I will show you what I have done. So, taking a look down there, you might be able to see the totality of the bathroom. So if you don't remember, this was a few updates ago, the original Trolls bathroom, which is here with the green cubicles, used to be here in this end bit, which sits underneath the Charms classroom. Now, the problem with that is, rather the problem with trying to put the new bit, Moaning Myrtle's bathroom, in here, where the Trolls bathroom now is that the base of this is made with a 16 by 16 plate. And because it's got the central tower on top of it, I didn't really want to make it out of a combination of plates, because I didn't want to lose the strength. Why would I need to make a combination of plates? Well, obviously because Moaning Myrtle's bathroom needs to have somewhere for the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets to go, and I wasn't about to start cutting through a 16 by 16 plate. So instead I have moved the cubicles from the place where they were and put them into this section. So previously this section was completely empty. This was on the bottom floor. There was just a doorway at the back leading to the bathroom, which has now moved through 90 degrees and is now just here. And then inside was the bathroom itself. So in doing this, I've created one big bathroom, which, yes, isn't technically accurate, but also it saves me on some space and uses up some of the space that I wasn't already using. When moving the original bathroom, I tried to keep the details as similar as possible, so we've still got 3 cubicles there, each with some water in the toilet bowls, using the brown life ring or life preservers as the toilet seats there, so you can see through there, you can just see into the cubicle, and I've actually got the cisterns up on there, all clipped into the walls. What I actually did though was I've moved the entire thing back 1 brick. There was originally a line which has actually been kept in the other section, so I'll show you that in a minute. There was actually a line across the back of bricks which was necessary for the outside detailing, but because it wasn't necessary here, what I've actually done is move the entire thing back a stud, so the cisterns and the downpipes are all actually clipped straight onto the wall, and that means that these can't twist around as much, which is good. What I've also done is, because these are pressed right up against the wall now, I've actually been able to be a bit sneaky, and I've been able to hide some stuff in here. So this wall here is the wall that goes up against Lockhart's office. So if you can imagine Lockhart's office just here, this is the external wall. And I figured rather than having these portraits just hanging randomly out on a couple of modified bricks on the outside. I'd put them on here so that when you combine everything together, you see two of his, well, they're not portraits, they're pictures, aren't they, on the wall. And I had to come up with quite an interesting way of fixing these together, because these are not 2x2 tiles. These are, in fact, sort of traffic sign pieces, these ones with a clip on the back. That's how they come in the Chamber of Secrets set, which is where they're from, and I'll show you how I connected them. So in there is actually a modified brick with a bar coming out of it, and that is hidden behind the cistern. So I've moved the clips up, and then the cistern is there. And the reason I had to move the brick with the clip up is because it has a hollow stud on top, which is necessary for the bottom of the bar to go into. So it was a lot of Lego engineering, but I think the results are pretty seamless. And once you've clipped this back on and just made sure it's in position, I don't think you'd be able to tell that there was anything behind there at all. On the opposite side, not much has changed, in fact even less. The sinks are still in the same position, still constructed using the same techniques, so if you want a closer look at the previous video I did on this section. There's the towel using a car door hanging up there, and then obviously the doorway out into the hall. What I have done though is change some decoration up, so these two portraits were originally on this far wall when this space was empty. I've added this one as well, which handily hides one of the Technic pinholes from the inside, and then there's a torch there. I'll just show you what this looks like when you combine it with the other half of the hallway, which is this bit here. So actually this is the back of the viaduct entrance hall, and obviously they're not at the same level. This is just on a stack of bricks for now. Combine it together, and I think you get a fairly decent complete hallway with a couple of the Hogwarts braziers, which then leads into the bathroom door at the end there. So I'm really happy with how that's turned out. I think it looks really nice. The one thing is that once I've actually put the central tower on top of here, the view will be somewhat spoilt, unfortunately. But at the same time, because it's just a 16x16 plate, it is relatively easy to take off. So we'll go ahead and pop that back on now. So that's everything back in place. When I was originally moving this around, I did toy with the idea of moving this wall all the way out here and having a much bigger bathroom section that you could see inside more easily. But at the end of the day, I liked the way the arches looked. And actually, I think you can still see in pretty well. Obviously, it's a different viewpoint from what we had before. Just turn the whole thing around. We can, of course, see into it from the other side. So it's a little bit dim, and you're not going to get a good view inside those cubicles anymore, unfortunately. But I think it's something that maybe lighting in the future could solve. This does pop off because it's only held on by one stud. But yeah, that is the central tower, and let's move on to the actually new bit. As I mentioned before, this is where the original bathroom used to be. Obviously, it still is part of a bathroom, but this is now where the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets is. I've tiled it in the similar way, just a black and white checkered pattern, but actually the bits around here it's necessitated me using some of the 2x2 corner tiles, the ones with the little cutout, so they're effectively 3 1x1 tiles joined together in an L shape. It's more complicated than it needed to be. But anyway, that's enabled me to get all these different tiles in here on that second layer, just slightly raised up. This is what I was talking about with that one layer of bricks that was away from the wall. That's necessary because of these arches here, so you can see through to the bricks behind. So I've kept that in here, which means this is slightly away from the wall, but that's not really a problem for me. Obviously, I moved this because I needed somewhere for the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets to go. So similarly to the Polyjuice Potion mistake, which is where this comes from directly, I basically haven't changed it. This flips up. Can't go quite as far when we've actually got the Charms Classroom on top, but I'll just show you for now. And inside there is a decent-sized hole. Just flip it upside down. It's just made of a combination of plates. I did try originally using one of the trapdoor pieces. I think they're a 6x8 plate with a hole in the middle, but actually because of the way the trapdoor pin holders are fixed onto that, it didn't really work for me, and this is plenty strong enough, especially with all the tiling on top. I've just added a couple of extra details. Obviously we've got Moaning Myrtle there, held in place in one of those action minifigure holder pieces, and then on the other side we've got a small cauldron and of course a mug of Polyjuice Potion. So we'll do exactly the same as we did with the other bit, which is put the top floor back on. hopefully this all fits. Yeah, that's looking like it fits. There was originally a 1x16 brick that went all the way across here, but I decided to leave that out on the rebuild because I think this floor is plenty strong enough. It's actually held in place with these tiles representing books there on top, so hopefully that is strong enough. And even with the floor on, we can still open this enough that we could get a figure through there. And that means that I have now got some plans to do with my Chamber of Secrets. So much the same as in the official set, I'm going to have a slide underneath it using this black piece here. So the plan is to have this obviously raised up on rockwork and then directly underneath to have the slide, and that'll take you down to here. And then to the left will be the door to the Chamber of Secrets, and that will then extend to the left, as you look at it from the back, all the way under the long gallery. So yeah, it's really interesting that I've managed to fit that in. I was originally going to put the bathroom, this entrance bit, at the other end in my bell towers, which I'm going to be doing a video on soon, but I think this ultimately works out for the best. So there we go, get one final view down the bathroom to the entrance to the chamber. I think this is good actually because this can either be the Troll's bathroom or I believe actually the Moaning Myrtle's bathroom does have these cubicles because that's where Ron and Hermione go to change into their polyjuice potion selves to greater or lesser effect. So it can basically stand in for both, and I think that's a really good compromise. I will be doing a further bathroom in the future for the prefects, and that's another thing that made me want to combine these two into one. Otherwise I was going to end up with 3 bathrooms and then possibly another one for Draco Malfoy and Harry's fight, which I think is a separate one, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, this combination has just worked out really well for me. So there we go. Hope you've not had too long a wait till this next update. If you have enjoyed, then please leave a like and a comment down below, it's always appreciated. Please subscribe to the channel for future updates, both on Hogwarts and in other MOCs as well, and until next time, have a good one. Bye.